Okay, today we're going to demonstrate how to make the proper espresso with the Pavoni. As you can see over here, I have an E61 machine that I've been playing around with for quite some time, but I'm going back to the roots. We'll go ahead and we will demonstrate the proper technique for assembling the Pavoni espresso. As you can see, the portafilter is not the standard 58mm, rather it's a 49. Holds quite a bit less coffee as a result. Instead of the 14 grams that normally you would see in a double, this one holds approximately 10. And additionally, it requires a lot smaller tamper. This is the one for the E61, and it will nowhere come close to fitting into the portafilter. So, as you'll see, we will just go grind up a little bit more. Always use fresh coffee when you're making espressos. That's one of the greatest secrets. And we'll see what we got. Going to go ahead and hopefully you can see this. We're going to tamp it down. A lot of people believe in the 30-pound tamp with these Pavonis. The lever machines, you can really choke them down in a hurry. That's about the right tamp now, as you can see. Just waiting on the Pavoni to warm up. I put cold water in, and I always use cold filtered water. A little trick I learned to warm up the cup as you're waiting is I just put it on the steam vent. As you can see, get a little bit of steam out of there, and just hold it there, and that does a pretty good job. Later what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and put this in, and we'll use some hot water, steam it up a little bit, but for right now, as the machine warms, I like to go ahead and put it in there and hold it on there. It works fairly well. And okay, while you're away, what I've done is essentially I just put a little bit of water, raised up the lever here, and put a little bit of water in it. And now I'm just going to go ahead and what I'll do, I don't know if you will be able to see it, but is just steam it. I just steam it until right at the point of boiling, and you can often hear the pitch adjusts a little bit, and that's pretty warm now too. But the thing about these Pavonis that you have to remember is they tend to run hot, especially after you pour a couple shots through them. And so what I do to counteract that is I'll usually keep my portafilter, just warm it up earlier before I put the grind coffee in there, and let the Pavoni pressurize itself again back up to 1 true bar. I have to mention these gauges, they're not very accurate. A lot of times they'll vary, so you may actually, even if you buy a Pavoni, you may find one, especially a used one, the gauge may not work at all. So it's something to remember. These things are more of just a rough estimate. By no means are they precise and calibrated or anything like that. So a lot of people don't give it the credit that it deserves, and they automatically assume that it's because it's not a pump machine, it can't do a good job. But if you look at the typical home, in Italian home, they're just going to be using a little mocha pot that you put on the stove. This right here would actually be a very high-end piece of equipment found in an Italian, in the traditional Italian kitchen. So by all means, it's very capable of making excellent shots of espresso. And the machine is hot, and it's ready to go. Put your cup under there. Dry out your cup too. Always take a nice clean towel. If you can see this, dry out the cup. Get all the remnants of water out. It's nice and hot, the cup is, so the espresso is going to be out. Here's the secret. When you're pulling these shots, hold on to the top here with one hand when you're making this, because these things have a light base and they're prone to tip on you, and they're extremely hot. About the only part of the Pavoni you can touch is down here on the base. Anything in the boiler unit is going to be extremely hot and it will burn you bad. Okay, here we go. Pull up. You'll hear it infuse, and once it's infused, it'll be just fine. Wait a second or two for the infusion to take place, and then we'll just nice and easily push down and through the pull. Now, a lot of crema is coming through. That's a nice shot of espresso. I got a little blonde, as you can see on the end. I could have probably pulled it a little bit early. But once again, this was a double basket, and I just use one pull. A lot of people try to take 2 out of it. Just doesn't hold the coffee though. But it's a good shot. Pavoni, it'll really do a good job for you. That's a nice cup of coffee. By the way, I roast all my own coffee fresh. And that's another critical thing. If you want to try to get the crema and the oils out of the coffee, you really need a fresh coffee. Hope you've enjoyed this. Appreciating feedback you put on YouTube for me. Thank you.